Welcome everybody back to Boost in Motion, guys, and this is going to be a one-off video because, to be honest, I've owned both of these cars for about 1 year now. The C63 has been here since April 1st of 2021, and the Q60 has been here since January 1st of 2021. And if you guys know, I am selling this car, and today is honestly the last day it's going to be, looking like this, modded. But in this video, I want to talk about my pros and cons of owning both of these two cars. But anyway, guys, let's hit that intro. Welcome everybody back to Boost in Motion, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Thank you. So welcome back everybody back to the channel. So if you are new to this channel, please guys, watch this video. If you enjoy this video, please hit the like buttons with the subscribe button, the bell notification. And to my returning Boost in Motion family, that means you're subscribed. You guys should already be part of the like squad, guys. If you want your boy Boost to make 1,000 horsepower cars, you got to be able to support, and a free like is the best way to do it. Yes, YouTube favors videos that get a high amount of likes. I could be a small dog, but if I have a lot of likes, actually, my channel will grow a lot faster, and other people like you could find my content. But anyway, guys, let's jump into it. So for anybody that knows, Boost in Motion has mainly been Infiniti vehicles, right? Because I love Nissan Infiniti, and that is my heart and pride and joy. But I stuck out my comfort zone, and I got a Mercedes C63. And to be honest with you guys, I do not regret getting this car. It's been about a year of ownership, and it's been a learning curve. But I've learned to love and appreciate a V8 car, a rear-wheel drive car, a car with 2 turbos. Oh my God, it's been much of a joy. But anyways, in this video, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of having both of these two cars. I've already kind of talked about it, but I never had them both on video. So anyways, let's start with the first car. All right, so you guys know that I love my Infiniti Q60. It's been great. It's been a joy to drive around it. Twin turbo V6 VR30. This is mainly for the people who are new to this channel that don't know nothing about these cars. These cars, one stock turbo, is going to make about 450 on 93 tune and bolt-on and a heat exchanger. All right, so 450 will. Now, of course, you can add E85, make 500. There's air-to-air kits out there. There's upgraded turbos. We're looking at about 700 wheel horsepower on upgraded on E85 bolt-ons and upgraded turbos. All right. And finally, we do have like close to about a little over 900 wheel horsepower on people who have built blocks, built trans, and Garrett turbos. So that's just mainly just giving you guys information about where these cars can actually go with the VR30 and the Q50 and the Q60. Well, anyways, my car isn't all of that. It's just a 93 tune Q60 on bolt-ons, AAM competition parts, and tuned by Go Racebox himself. But anyways, the pros of having this car is honestly the looks. And I live in New York City. There's not really much Q60s out on the road. Even though New York City has amongst a lot of different cars, the Q60 really stands out, especially in the Iridium blue or even the white and black. But you mainly see black the most, or silver, or grayish silver. But this car is pretty rare, and no matter where I go, people still look at it. They're like, oh, this is a good looking car. Very soft, nice lines, and looks good from all the way around. Also, you can get these cars in rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, and of course only 7-speed automatic. Now you can also get it with red guts, which is super rare to get, but it is what it is. Now the cons I would say of owning this car, I'm not going to talk about reliability or anything like that, but the cons of I would say of owning this car is I would throw in there, I'm more of a 4-door lover. I've always had 4-door vehicles on this car, and this was me getting out of my comfort zone and getting a Q60, plus it was relevant to with my content. So having 2 doors was actually a downturn for me because I lost functionality. The ease of just getting a car and having space in the trunk and the back seat was gone. And I love the bigger cabin space. It makes me feel like I'm in a bigger car. This car is very comfortable. It's nice to drive around in. It's super comfortable touring car. This is not a sports car. This is a luxury car with a little bit of sportness in it. So that's why I had to, of course, modify it, lower it, add some modifications to performance to make it more of a sportier car. But honestly, as a 2-door car, it really ends there. The practicality actually went away. Also, for me owning this car and being a YouTuber, what I realized is that, yeah, it stood out, but not much car people know about the Q60. It is a good looking coupe, one of the best looking coupes out there. I don't care what nobody says. It's one of the best looking coupes out there compared to other manufacturers. But car guys don't know about this car. And anyway, if you're not a car person, you just think it's a nice looking coupe, you know, but it doesn't really have a name and lineage. Like even the G37 name itself is still way more prominent in the community than the Q60, which I really think this car should get way more love where it's at. Now, to continue, finally, what I would sit there and say is, all around, do I think this is a good two-door all-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive car with a twin turbo and 7-speed automatic? Yes. If you want a car that's luxurious, comfortable, get this car. I'm not gonna lie. You do have other competing manufacturers like it's Lexus, of course Mercedes, the two-door vehicles. The best comparison would be like a C43 coupe will be a very good comparison with this car. And honestly, knowing that I've had this car, which is the same generation but just with the V8, I would still prefer this car, VR30, over the C43 and that car. Honestly, just being honest with you guys. You also got Audi and you got BMW with their B58 440s. B48, the 440s are a little bit better, I would say, because of the drive line, but all around, I think this is the best bang for its buck, a lot more affordable, and parts are a lot more cheaper to deal with. And I gotta say, the reliability is up to par with the BMW. They're going hand in hand with each other. All right? But anyways, let's move forward. Let's talk about the C63 now. This car has definitely been me getting out of my box. And the only reason I really got out of my box with this car is because you got to thank the Q60. Once I had got that car on the channel, I said, listen, man, like, this is going to be the car that I make for the channel. But then I wanted to mod it more. And I didn't feel comfortable modding it more, knowing that I needed a daily. It's not good to modify a daily and do a lot of modifications to it, because guess what will happen? If it breaks, you can't get to work, you can't get around, and you got to wait for parts. So what I did was I got a second car. The C63. Now, anyone who's following my channel, I was actually looking to purchase a GTR, and I ended up in a C63. This is the cheapest C63 in the nation that I purchased from a dealership. I got this car for $38,999 right before the inflation that happened in 2021. So I got it for a pretty good deal with 47,000 miles on it. Now, I did do a little bit of modifications to it, but nothing really. Like, it's just added tires, a front lip, and I have a JB4 boost controller and a VRP intake. Now, let me give you all the pros about it. As I told you guys, I'm a four-door lover. That doesn't have four doors. This does. So that checked off my boxes. Driving this car was a riot. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. V8, 2 turbos, the sounds, the pops, everything is just consistently making me smile, and it's a joy to drive around. And to be quite honest with you guys, I drive slower in this car because of the rear-wheel drive. I don't need to floor it all the time. But two, its transmission is a lot better than a 7-speed automatic in there. Of course, it's a C63, I get it, but the transmission is a lot more quicker and active. And honestly, I don't need it to be that quick and active. I could just chill, leave this car in comfort mode, and I'm good to go. And I'll be honest with you guys too. This car, the way that you're seated in it, you're seated a lot lower. Like, it's like the car is literally built lower from factory. With this car, I had to lower it, and even when it lowered, I still don't feel like I'm at the right height. Even when I put my seat down, I'm 6'1". But with this car, I put the car at a specific height, and I'm good to go. And it falls in love. It literally just does what it needs to do in the cabin space and how I feel, my seating position. Now, what I would add is, another pro is the moddability of this car. Now, just to quickly let you guys know that are watching, with a simple stage 1 tune, they go at G37. With a simple stage 1 tune, these cars are making between mid to low, I would say low 500 wheels on 93. Right, this is stage 1. That's without a proper tune. If you get a tune, you're gonna be actually put down more power, because the regular stage 1 tunes or flash tunes that they have are pretty much very conservative and not very powerful. Now, I do have a boost controller JB4, and this car put down about 512, 515 wheel, and I didn't know what I was doing on dyno. So honestly, after seeing me racing a couple other cars, I think this car is making a little bit more power than I think it actually is. But it's put down about 515. but with a proper stage 1 tune, low 500 wheels. Now, not a lot of people mess with E85 in this platform yet. I will talk a little bit more about modding this car and things to do, just like I did with the VR30 platform, but I'm going to do the same thing with the C63 because I realize the content out there is really not there, and I'm going to be the guy to freaking put it out there, right? Period. So, E85, this car will make, I've seen the highest a little bit above 600 wheel on E85. It's a little expensive to run E85 on these cars, but it could get done. What I would say, honestly, what I would say is if you want to add pure turbos, E85, I've seen this car right around 800, mid 800 wheels, close to 900 with meth. A little over 900 with meth. I'm talking about stock block and stock transmission. Insane, just a transmission tune. So these cars can really get up there with just upgraded turbos. Not full garage, just literally like a pure turbo or a Wise Tech. But I would say go more to the cons end with this car is it doesn't stand out, but it does. A car person knows what this is. And I get more respect in this car than I do that car, right? But a non-car person sees this as, oh my God, it's an AMG, so I still get the respect of it. And then also on top of that, it's a Mercedes, so it still gets the respect. But then I also think that it's way more low-key and chilled, which I do like more of that chill look than the Q60. The reason why I'm saying this is, this still is a C-Class. You see a bunch of white C-Classes driving around all day, C300s, and no one really would pay attention to this car until they really look and hear the sound and the noise and they see the V8 bi-turbo on the side. Then they're like, oh, that's the C63, that's the AMG. So this car, can't really say it's really much of a con. It's actually a pro, but I really wish that it had more of a look, more aggressive look like the BMWs do. But in the downfall, I just think that the car doesn't bring enough attention to itself, which is a good thing. But I wish I wish it felt more special on visually outside. Also, I told you the rear-wheel drive is the downfall of the car because I do live in New York City, and the days it did snow, this car sat for 2 weeks. I did not drive that. I drove that. But now I did move closer to work, so to be honest with you guys, I'm still gonna always have 2 cars in the channel. But knowing that this is gonna be going soon, we're gonna have to get another all-wheel drive car. And I would say there's not too much other downfalls with this car yet, to be honest with you guys. Like, I'm just going to be quite honest. I've had it for about a year. I have driven them about 50-50. And I would say is a pro is, surprisingly, the reliability of this car in 1 year of ownership has been pretty good. I mean, I did the typical maintenance that I needed to do, but this car starts up every day. It drives. It does what it needs to do. Another con of this car I would say is because it has a automatic transmission, but it's without a torque converter, it slips a little bit whenever you're going in like first gear. It feels a little weird, but that's just the way that the transmission is designed on the C63 without the torque converter. But once it's warmed up, everything's perfectly a-okay. To finally finalize it, like, having both of these cars was a riot. I enjoyed having this car, and I've enjoyed having this car. And as an owner of plenty of Infinitis, and comparing it to a to C63, I still rather drive the C63. And the reason why I'd rather say I drive the C63, honestly, is, well, one, because I'm a performance guy, I'm a car guy, so I really do love the V8 and 2 turbos, the torque delivery. I don't have to do too much more for me to get decent power out this car. 700-800 wheel is unnecessary for this car, especially on rear-wheel drive mode. In a rear-wheel drive car, you know, it just at that point doesn't make any sense. But I think it's honestly the prestige of the car, Mercedes, the C63 AMG, and honestly, I've had this car, only went out with this car a couple of times to meets and stuff, and I get way more love and attention with this car. I get way more attention when people want to make content with me and race and stuff like that than this car. I have to really like sell this car. I got to be like, yo, this car makes 600 wheel. I mean, I haven't done that, but I would have to really sell this car for people to want to really compete with it, right? They're like, whatever, but they don't really care. But with this car, I'd just be like, a BMW guy's like, I want to race you. I'm like, bro, I'm only making 500 wheel. I don't care. I want to race you. I always want to race the C63. Gobble, 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 gobble. Like, that's how some people actually be. And it's more relatable with my content in the sense that I interact with the public a lot better and a lot quicker because they know the car a lot more, or they want to know more about the car. The Q60, people may know about it. They think it's cool, it looks good, but it don't make no noise in the community. And that's why I've been telling the Infiniti dudes, if y'all want to make a name for yourself, You got to go out there and put in the work. I've done it. I put in the work with the Q50. The Q60, I really didn't do too much with it. I just wanted to, honestly, this car was just there to be the branch to the next car that I get and other cars that I get, because I had to make a choice. The GTR was a dope car to get. I thought it was an amazing car that would be good for the channel, but it was about $65,000 at the time, and honestly, I didn't want to have a GTR as my only car on the channel, just being quite honest with you guys. So I know some of you guys probably didn't like what I said, but until you guys drive some of these high-end sports cars, C63 versus this car, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. Anybody who knows, who has driven these cars and even got into a B58 Supra, the transmission, it just feels a lot better to drive, and it is. The driving experience is different. Driving this car at, I don't want to say it, but driving this car at 140, 150, even though I got the suspension dialed in, everything like that, it still feels as if the V6 needs the turbos. If it doesn't have the turbos, you're screwed. Like, it needs the turbos. This car, it feels as if it just needs the V8, but it feels like the turbos are the cherry on top, honestly. And that's what I would say the difference is between these two cars. But outside of that, guys, you have a good morning, good afternoon, good night. I just want to make this quick mashup video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Guys, hit the like button, subscribe button with the bell notification. Outside of that, guys, you have a good morning, good afternoon, good night. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys, for always supporting your boy Boost. You guys have a good day. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Do appreciate you guys. Love you guys very much. You can also check out the 2 links I posted for some of my other videos. Also, on top of that, if you want to purchase some boostinmotion merch, definitely check the link that I posted also. And finally, if you've been watching all my videos and you enjoy them, please hit the link to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.